Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a nice day. I'm having a nice day, and welcome to my channel, our channel. And thank you for being here for me. And I'm also here for you because I feel like I have things I like to share. Obviously, not everybody is with me on this same wavelength, but that's okay because I lived long enough to see that there were only few people who could even comprehend how I can live. It was difficult for them to comprehend that I live just on a fruit. There was always opposition. So I think sometimes too polite. I try to explain or over explain myself, and that's just the lightly I'm thinking that because I have a more time to reflect on myself since Mango left, I have a more time just on my own hands. I'm here alone most of the time, and I like to think bad things as well, but I don't look into anything really deep because it's not so important to me. Nothing is very important to me in a way. Uh, what other people think or what other people believe, for me is important what I think and what I believe. And yes, I just today I would like to address plastic. Plastic, fantastic. Even this little laptop I am recording this video on is made almost entirely out of plastic. It's also made of the things which have to be mined from the air, and that work is usually done by little kids, which get very little pay, and and this is the reason why I was uh, against to even have a computer or mobile smartphone, but here I am. I have it. I use it because in the end of the day, it's getting more and more difficult to exist in this world without it. But I accepting things because also it's in my own interest to share some of my life experiences, and especially this website is, or whatever it is the, how you say, the, I can't think of the English word now, but not deduct. The deduction is to make less. It's, I know you think it, you're telling me, even some of you, but I can't hear you, or I can read your mind. But this is devoted to, this is devoted especially. to my lifestyle as far well-being goes, because as I already mentioned, I lived only 40 years, only on fruit. I was born as a fruit lover, and if they let me, I will eat always only fruit. But again, this world is not built for me since the day I was born, and I need somehow to survive here. I am very uh, social person. I also love to be on my own, but I definitely need people in my life. And again, I have to compromise because most of people would not embrace me much in their life if I am not making compromises. Not in a way how I eat, but in a way that I um, don't try to convince anybody as in the past, or I'm not telling everybody eat fruit if you want to live really beautiful life, if you want to feel well, if you want to have no pains, no problems. Your body is always function without any aches and discomfort. I used to do it for many years, but then I learned, obviously, who is not interested, and doesn't matter what I say, it will be always opposition. So I just stopped doing that. I just let them be, and I am only socialized with people who let me be, who don't push on me that I need this or that or that. Often it is protein. The most common is protein. I should eat meat because I need a protein. And those people who telling me they are not even well. And so be it. I don't even tell them, look, you telling me I need something, but I am well and you know. And some people even dare to tell me I'm not well because I'm too skinny or because I don't have enough protein. Protein. Another one, big one, is to beat well. Sometimes I regret I joined the raw food community because all those years, constant, once I get involved, I'm hearing eat well, protein, not from raw food people, but there's a lot of people who eat meat and they will like to visit those raw food pages and tell everybody we should eat meat. And so please do whatever it takes your fancy, do whatever you like. It's your responsibility, it's your life, your beliefs. I have my own, and I would like to be respected. I understand that people like to tell me things, but I'm not very uh, keen on constantly defending myself, constantly explaining myself. It takes my time away. My time is precious. I'm very creative person. I like to sew. I like to crochet. I like to knit. I like to decorate my house, my home. I like to garden. I like to play music. I like to sing. I like to dance. I like to prepare the meals and draw. I like to draw as well or paint whatever volume, make pictures with. I used to do even pottery in the past, but I let go of that for several reasons. Anyway, how many minutes? Yeah, on the video, 10 minutes. So this is how I feel today. That's what I want to share today about myself, personal stuff, the way I think. I just want to live simple life. I want to be left alone. All my childhood, I was looking forward to be adult, that nobody's going to tell me you shouldn't do that, you should do that. And I learn as adult and get even more of it. So there is no escape. There is the only escape for me to not take it as seriously and don't push anything on anybody. And if somebody push me too far, I will I will go along with whatever it is, but when I feel it's getting too far and there is no good reason, I just say, look, enough, I have enough. I just wanna move on from this. Whatever it is, debate it. Because I'm not interested, I'm not here to twist anybody's arm to say you should do this. If you don't do this, you may have this problem and that problem. I'm not here for that. I'm here to share my life experiences. As I said in this place, especially with the well-being. But today, I like to talk about the plastic. I never like plastic, and that's one of the reasons I never wanted television. I never wanted this video recorder and all those things like radios, because it's all made of plastic, and or most of it, I should be more precise. People like to, catch me with the words. So it's mainly mostly made of plastic, plus I rather sit down with person and talk to person or be part of some event, whatever it is, which is I'm interested in. I like the life being in reality, not somebody's stories. I like stories. I like to read books. I prefer read a book. I don't mind the bad. I don't mind to watch some good movie, but it's not like something which I would uh, do all the time. So it was not only reason those things are made of plastic. I just didn't look like the way they look, and I didn't like to look at them. And I thought most of the time they produce is not, it's not influencing our mind in a positive way most of the time. The mainstream especially. That's why I'm not saying there was some good movies with good ideas in it, but uh, as the time goes, with the mango we used to watch stuff when we ate, and I can see the more up to date it is, there is more violence, there is more like no sense, there is more also sex in a different forms, and there is also in the past and today, in many ways, woman is put down. Woman is somebody who is hysterical, who only thinks of makeup and clothes, and they just a bit more simple than that's what I'm gathering, that's what I see in the media. Some people may not see it because people who watch it all the time, they get used to it. It's become norm to them, and they may maybe themselves not even be aware that they may say, the girls, just that attitude between the boys and the girls. And I today I talking about other things than I really want to, but this is authentic. This is whatever comes to me. I'm sharing here with you. So let's go to plastic. So the problem was that uh, my goal to not use plastic because I just didn't like it was very difficult to achieve because I said that to myself. I don't like plastic in my life, in my own environment, tiny place, wherever I live at that time. I lived at many places. I learned that it's almost impossible, or I can say it is impossible. Because as I already said on the beginning, I'm using computer, I use the phone because I need somehow to fit in. Plus, it's more creeping in a way when it's going to be, you must have it. If you don't have it, you won't be able to shop, to buy your bills. And because this world is running with the money, power of the money, and if I don't pay bill because I don't have a computer in the future, I will be somehow persecuted. Like here in Australia, if you don't pay your bills, like because you speeded in your car or because you didn't pay your phone bill or what have you, you get the points from your driving license. It's a big punishment because living in this country without driving license is almost impossible. It is possible if you walk and a hitchhike, or you have a horse and you go on the back of the horse. But I don't want to do either. I would walk, but I can't because I'm paraplegic. I can't walk as anybody able person can, could, and it's just difficult. This is something I put attention and try to think about since I was very young, in my early 20s, even earlier than that. I actually always remember I never liked artificial things, maybe artificial flavors in the food, and that's the plastic. In my point of view, if you put some chemicals instead of the real fruit in, into your food, if you put there just some flavoring, which is made in laboratory, and its name is few numbers, or maybe some letter from alphabet 12. They differ. I taste it. I don't want it. It's artificial. It's what's artificial in my mind is plastic. It's in the food, it's in the water, it's in your medication. Lot of medication, those ones. I don't know now how they could call it, but they like long. uh, They capsule. They have a capsule where is the powder inside. I used to eat like that. I have a vitamin B12 like that. And then I realized I don't know what I'm eating. And this plastic, this looks like plastic, feels like plastic. I'm sure it didn't grow on a tree. I don't want to put it in my body. So even in the paper, today's paper production, a lot of it, it's mixed with the plastic. To look for the natural clothing, which is only cotton or linen or mix of cotton and linen, just natural hemp, you know, um, it's almost impossible. And when it's available, it's overpriced. So you can buy dress from polyester for like $10 in some places, and one from the cotton $100. And if that cotton is really good quality, then it can be up to $300. So the plastic is winning the war. To all artificial things I call plastic, to just make sure some people don't misunderstand what I'm talking about. I'm talking about everything artificial in my own language, how I express myself. I call it all plastic. I'm not some scientist who will tell you this polyacryl and polyester and who knows what. It's artificial in my books is plastic. Ma- the fridge made of plastic, most of it. The freezer, the same thing. A lot of things of the everyday use contains plastic, or some of it is made entirely of the plastic. So even the cars, I used to actually drive in Czech Republic this East German car, which the body was made, whole body was made of plastic. It was cheap car. It but it was easy if the part got broken, the somebody part got broken. It was very easy to replace it, including the work itself, and the price was also much low than uh, the metal part. And I had that car because, well, it's a bit longer story, but make it very short because my father put big pressure on me what kind of car I should get. And maybe I should make a video one day about this because it's actually really hilarious and hee hee ha ha story. Today, it's well known information. If you look for it, you find heaps of it. There is a lot of plastic in today's food. It's in the ocean, it's in the water, it's everywhere because the production of the plastic goes for many, many years now. Not only that, but it's increasing very fast. I went with last week into the, like, we call it here $2 shop. I was looking for some glass to put rainwater in, something, with the lid. And I didn't want to buy arms and legs for it, as we say here in Australia. I don't know if you say it too. And wherever you live. But true is that when we went in that shop, soon as we went in, first I start coughing. I said, why do I cough? But that for a while, like, it really got me by surprise. But then after a while, I just stopped coughing. But then my eyes start burning and I could smell, easily smell the plastic air, all the chemicals leaching out, oozing out from those products, which 80% are made of plastic. I got what I wanted. It was good price. It's all natural. The lid is cork. But then when I brought it home, I was questioning if that cork have some chemicals injected into it somehow, you know, maybe it was in some plastic bath, some plastic water bath to make sure that no little insect will start getting into it because this is product which can have many years of shelf life. But because the core, it could be problem. So now the light is coming out to dark. It's getting really dark and big rain is coming. So food, we know the plastic is in the water, in the food, even microplastics. I was listening some interview. I actually heard few interviews about the water alone, and you better is done. Better is if we don't know, because even in the places like Himalayan mountains, already that water have a microplastic in because the water constantly circulates. So if people think they're getting better water there than there, it's true you can get better water, but you don't get any more pure, clean water. The earth is so polluted not only by the plastic usage and plastic production, it's even the electricity. If you use electricity, all the switches, a lot of those lightning devices, putting a light in your room and what have you, a lot of it again. It contains a lot of plastic, all is made entirely out of plastic. And also the soil is so deprived of the nutrition that a lot of, again, artificial, um, what they call them, fertilizers, are artificial fertilizers, they plastic. So the food which is the soil, all the soil is toxic because to, it vaporizes. That plastic materials, they all leaching out chemicals which are not good for our well-being. I seen it in that shop. I could not believe how strongly my body reacted. I wasn't in this shop for last like 7 years. Suddenly I entered there. That shop is small. It's a lot of goods in there, all the way almost to the ceiling. And my eyes were so burning. I stopped coughing, that's true. But I knew it was first as we entered. It just hit me, big time. And that's why today, more than any day, is so important to eat well. Even the food is not pure. Even the fruit, of course, it grew on this planet as any other food. Obviously, it would have some chemicals in it which are not good for our body. But I believe fruit is our nature food. This is the food for the humans, and therefore, and also I believe the fruit have the ability to detox itself and also has the ability to open ways to our body to detox each time the body is ready for it. So if I never detox, I learned about true detox. Well, I had those flu and stuff. I didn't know it's detox. But when I start eating fruit, I stop having those flus. Um, that's the only I have. Or runny nose often, but that was just cleaning the toxins from my body because A, I never was big eater, B, I always would eat fresh produce as much I could. Obviously, I was detoxing. I was having runny nose, especially in the morning. I still have it. Every morning I detox because I know I live in a toxic world and my body functions properly, so it makes sure it spit out all what it doesn't want to keep in. When I met Mango, he had not natural clothes on him. I could not believe it. We met in Thailand. Thailand, so hot country with the high temperature, 35, 36, normal. And we went there when it was uh, summertime, so to speak, or rainy season. And now imagine being in a plastic clothes. The body doesn't breathe properly. The body sweat easily. The clothing, the plastic from the clothing, the chemicals oozing through our skin to our bloodstream. I could not believe he is so smart on so many ways, and we all have that. I realized later on. I learned so much from Mango, but he didn't have natural fiber clothing on him. And I told him, you should wear cotton and linen and stuff like this. And he said, it's not organic, it's a lot of chemicals used. And what's the difference then? It's better than cotton, which was, when it grew, treated with chemicals. Maybe even after cloth was made, it was bath, had a bath in some chemicals. Again, so not some natural predators, like this, what they call in English. I can't think now. There's a little flying moth and eats your clothes. So I'm sure they inject or bath the fabric in some chemicals, but it's still made of natural material and you will not sweat in it. Plus, you can wash it in vinegar and baking soda few times. You can have it in the air for a long time. Those chemicals will slowly leach out because they're not part of that natural material which is now we talking cotton. It's more, or if you worry about it, buy second hand natural fabric cloth because it's worn for so long time, it's washed so many times, it would not have a trace of those chemicals in it because they're not a part of that fiber. They were added to that fiber. And I believe the chemicals can, with the time, go away from it. So purified, the fabric will be purified. I believe everything what is natural can be cleansed. Sometimes it takes longer, just like with our body. You know, if our body was introduced to some toxins, which can be very aggressive for some people. Some people may not have a problem at all, but some people they can have a big problem from it. But because it's rare, so it's not taken as consideration. It's not taken as possible even. So, and so be it. I also, when I go to op shop, I always look second-hand shop. I always look for natural material. I did want to buy also natural materials to make some clothes for myself because all clothing I have now is old, very old, and with lot of holes and stuff. And so I decided to buy some new fabric. And I come across the great idea, I think. I said, I use baby nappies. They have a nice prints, nice colors, and they are cotton, they very light, perfect for summer dress. Also, when they get wet, they dry fast because the fabric is woven very not so close, more separate, so it can really breathe well. When I was bringing up my sister because my mother was too busy with her life, I looked after my sister. I was 9 years old. I changed her nappies. When she was born, I was 9 years old. I was the big nappy changer for her. We used only natural nappies, not this plastic. I would never, if I have a baby, I would never ever in my life use those plastic nappies on them. It's just, it terrifies me. They drinking from plastic bottles. They, as soon as they can chew on things, mother buy them in a supermarkets, all this baby food in a little plastic bags. So who knows what the food is made of? It had a lot of ingredients. It looks like those pellets, the dog, like dog food pellets and stuff like this. And when I see it, my heart is breaking because there is so much fruit around. The children, they so love it, yet they've been putting plastic nappies on them. They've been fed baby food from supermarket. It's totally in my books. Big no, no. Now it's raining big time, so I'm trying to be more loud. It's not like I'm yelling it at you or anything like that. Everywhere I look, it's that plastic. And it's more and more and more. And my goal, I always try all those years, I always try to look for the option if I want to buy anything, buy natural, and often I just have no choice. I'm left without choice, and I don't like it a bit because I believe we have a right to have a choice. Even the natural healers, I'm not big on a naturopath, but I really believe in homeopathy because that helped me. Plus, from my own beliefs, what I believe, it doesn't really agree with naturopathy, but why I'm talking. Yeah, but even those people, they are being fully pushed away, radical, making jokes of, even on a, especially in the media. I'm seeing it. I see it since years back. When I come to Australia, that was so obvious. They make like people who following natural way, they like something wrong with them, Are they so sensitive or it's all rubbish. If you're sick, you go to doctor. That's what you do. And it's very difficult when people are conditioned this way for so many years to make people see the light in all the darkness they've been fed for so many, many years. We don't even have the skills anymore. Before people, they will go out. And before people, not so long time ago, they will grow like nettles. They wild weed in a lot of countries. And you can make cloth from it. It's uh, there is so many plants actually. You can make a fiber, you can make a cloth from it. But we even forgot how to do it. You can search, you can learn how to do it if you want. But people don't have the time today. They have to have the time to go to work, to pay their bills because everything's getting more expensive. And the pressure on people out there is huge. And the people, they're so conditioned again about how to live and what to do. They follow it and then, it's become norm. But in my books, it's not the norm. And we don't know our identity. We are all poisoned to some extent. And we all have to worry where the next dollar comes from. Um, I live all my life on a disability pension. I have not those worries. I am also blessed that I don't have a big materialistic needs. So for me, it's plenty of money. As for somebody, it can be definitely not enough. I know it's not much, but true is I don't need much. So like this. These nappies, they are actually, when they come new, they smell of the chemicals. So what I do, I wash it in a hot water with the hot water is supposed to be more chemicals in it because it's somehow treated. But as I say, there is no escape. You have to do compromises and you have to do your best. That's why I want an angel juicer. I didn't like most of the juices are made of plastic, so that's why I got the angel. And there is very good citrus juicer, which is also made of metal. Only the end of the handle, of course, must have a plastic in it. And the little kind of hat which goes over the orange, when you press the handle, that's have a little piece to push in like button to get it in and out. Of course, that's made of plastic. This is cutting, this is about the money. They can make it all of metal, but they put the plastic to at least cut a little bit of the expense. I'd rather pay more money, save for it, but rather pay more money than use the plastic crushing my fruits, juicing my fruits. That's why when I had a blender in the past, it was always the glass top. The body, most of it's usually plastic. I think mostly is, maybe all of them, I don't know, it's from plastic. So I do these nappies, I wash them few times around. Then I don't even wash them in a washing machine. I just soak them in the water and I keep changing the water I'm soaking in. I'm doing it in the bathtub. And each time I go to toilet, I take the water out, I fill it up again, and then I put it on the air to dry, always outside on the air. I would never again put any clothing in a dryer because the air purifies. I know it have a chemicals in it. Nothing is clean, but it is still air. It still have a good qualities. It's not entirely made of plastic. And I love since childhood. We always dry clothes outside, everything, all laundry. And when my mom changed the bed and first time sleeping in that bed, I love to smell it. It smelled by the air. It smelled like beautiful fresh mountain air. I can't sleep in a hotels or stuff because the aggressive washing powder is full of chemicals. I just can't have it. So when I need to sleep somewhere in some city, when I travel, I always get private, people may rent a room in their house and stuff. And I always, because I have to organize it first, I say, if you wash your bedding in a, what do you call it, powder, washing powder, tell me because I won't be able to sleep at your place. So I have to seek people who use natural things to wash their laundry in, who don't, uh, their place is not full of some perfumes like on a toilet. I always address myself like somebody very sensitive to all chemicals, and I have to seek people who use natural stuff. Like when we travel with, or get some very, very cheap accommodation, like when we travel with Mango in Thailand, we always get very cheap, cheapest Mango could find. And there was never, I could never smell chemicals from anything really. Maybe they don't even use those expensive Western washing powders. Maybe they just wash it like me, just in a water. I wash, I wash everything just in a water because it's the water which cleans. When it's too soil, I do by hand with the baking powder and vinegar. Also, I should, but I don't. But some people say they do. They wash their fruit in vinegar or soda bicarbonate, which is baking soda. I think you just make solution. You put few spoons in a water and you wash fruit in it. I don't do that because I am lazy and I don't feel it. I should. Maybe I should. Now that I talk about it, but yeah, I'm too lazy to do it. I admit that. But I think now I will think about it. I wash the grapes just with the water. There is some fruits I do wash, but also I peel lot of fruits. I peel apple, I peel pear, I peel nectarines. Watermelon have a thick skin. I even drink sometimes watermelon skin. Then I really wash well uh, the melon when it's still whole. I give him good bath and I really wash him well with the washer, but only with the water. But here where we live, we have only rainwater for drinking. I don't drink water. And we also have only water, natural water from the big Tinaru lake, or whatever that lake called. There are few actually around. Maybe I got that wrong. the name. But we just have a here natural water for the house and a garden. And there is a big water tank for rainwater, and that's usually only for guests. Or when I was cooking, I still cook, but not so often. It's progressing, it's getting better, and even when I have a cooked food, I have just a little bit. And that's what I'm really happy about. So there is no escape from the chemicals I call plastic, but because they are artificial, they're not natural, and a lot of young people today they have a cancer, and I think it's because of that. A lot of young people in their early 20s, they were born with the tablets in their hands. I've seen it. Um, and a lot of people, they're not aware of where everywhere the plastic is and how they should try their best to at least lower um, the intensity of it. Like me, when I went in that shop, that was terrifying. Also, the foods today, especially takeaway food, don't you think it's fresh? Most of it is frozen, made of frozen things. Who knows how long they frozen? I heard from this girl, she worked in German supermarkets, and she said they store the food for like 10 years. So they can print anything on the packages, and they do. Like this is well-known fact that in Czech Republic there were a whole company which was just the food which expired in a supermarkets. They will just change the label back to the shelf, change the label back to the shelf. This is what you eating, some of you, and you're not even aware. And then you worry you're not well. So many children, I can't believe, in their early 20s dying of cancer today. It was unheard of when I was young. When I was young, in my teenage age, the cancer kind of creeped in. That's the first time I heard the cancer. And it was like big, oh, be scared of me. Something everybody was scared of because they were informed what is it about. And dying with cancer is very, very dark, suffering, with a lot of suffering event. It's terrible thing, terrible thing. And we take it as normal. We say, oh, that's just how it is, that's everybody has it, so everybody has it, it's normal, so what can you do? Have a beer, have a sausage, and just watch your television. You know, people take it as normal. People take it as normal. Some of them that they have a bottle of wine every night, or they go in a pub and get drunk every night. It's normal because most of people do it. Czech people, they number one in drinking beer in the whole world. It's normal for them. It's normal. If you don't drink, there is definitely something wrong with you. So totally upside down. I mentioned this not so long time ago. I may repeat myself, but this is alarming. This is what we should worry about. Not if we have enough protein, especially if you're doing well, why I should worry about those things if I am well? I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't know. I'm sorry. It's just sometimes I can't think too much deeply into those lines because I get really upset sometimes about it and how people are oblivious or they don't want to see things or they don't want to hear things. They just keep saying constantly the same thing. Doesn't matter what I say, they always give me the same answer. But as I said, I have to deal with it all my life, because I was always so keen on eating fruit. I always have to listen, not eat it, not don't eat so much of it. It's not good for you. And they eat food. When I ate it, it made me sick. But when I ate that fruit, I never felt sick. It never gave me any discomfort. But when I have to eat that Sunday lunch, that heavy grain and fat and meat meal, I was sick. My stomach ached. I didn't feel well. I feel like heavy. I felt like because I have to eat it. They didn't give me choice. They could see I don't like it when I was tiny. I was telling them I don't like it when I could assert myself. Did they care? Did they pay attention? No. I have to eat what my mom cooked and what was on a plate. I know it's common, and that's very wrong. We should have always our own choice according to our own needs. We are all responsible for our decision, for our actions, for our beliefs. I'm not hurting anybody. And if somebody thinks I'm hurting myself because I don't have a routine or I lack B12, that's two biggest ones. I just have to learn to also don't take it so seriously because I know I don't fit in. I never really did. I never did because I am since very early age. I have a very different needs from the rest of the society. To meet somebody who with since childhood crave and eat as much fruit possible and in adulthood without any scientific flaw, no worries what happens to me. I just want to eat only fruit. I become eating only fruit. I never felt better in my life, and yet I have a opposition. I have a opposition. I have a constant opposition. So be it. Uh, Plastic, it's everywhere. But we can have some control over it. We can try at least to do our best if there is alternative available or we can create ourselves. Do it. That's why I bought those nappies. I'm going to make my own clothes from the good, soft, very breathable uh, cotton. It has a color. Some persons say colors are chemicals. Yes, they are. But again, it's a chemical which will, with the time, the chemicals in that color will stay. It will fade too, but the chemicals with the time, if you air it a lot, if you wash it properly, it's much better than polyester or poly whatever they call them, artificial clothing, which is constantly artificial. All of it, the colors, the fabric itself, and the skin, the biggest human organ, doesn't breathe properly. If you want your skin to be well, wear things which let the air in. That's not the reason I like to wear loose clothes. I don't want my body like this. I do some crochet which goes on a body, but that have a lot of holes in it. And it's always 100% cotton. So all linen, or I, anyway, that's a different thing. I use different natural stuff, but um, because the air can much easily gets in and the fabric doesn't constantly everywhere fully leans on my skin. It's a little bit away from. So rain is gone and how I'm doing, it's time to go. I hope you all doing well. You all enjoy your days. You do what you want to do, what is important for you, and uh, you look after yourself. This is part of self-love because the love have a big power. It's have a spiritual power. It's a food for our spirit. People who doesn't cultivate love in their heart, their spirit is not well. And I believe people who don't eat the natural food, they don't know who they are. Because the chemicals in a natural food influence their brain. That's your mind. That's where the all, even your movements of everything process, what our body does, it's processed, it's controlled by the brain. Brain is made of chemicals as well, natural chemicals, natural brain. You know, when what the doctor says about mentally ill people, they say there is a chemical imbalance in the brain. So it's all really about the chemicals. And if you breathe them, if you eat them, if you put them on your skin, sooner or later you will have some problems from it. So this is also part of self-respect and self-love. We do our best to uh, avoid the chemical things, artificial things. I mean, not chemicals, sorry, smudge that. Artificial things from our life. Like I still have something. This is plastic, that thing hanging there. That's leaving the house. This house is still getting um, a lot of things out, and I notice how many artificial um, things creeped in with the years, and which one I can replace with the natural materials. They all leaving sooner or later. This house, some of them already left. So love yourself, love others, because it's the most beautiful energy, the love which is unconditional, the love where we embrace everybody with love. Doesn't matter how they treat us, because this is the beautiful energy which is also important for well-being. The love brings peace. Love brings truth, and the truth is very rare, very rare, and people who understand and practice unconditional love in my life, very rare. So, yet, it's the most important thing the humans should cultivate in their heart. It's that love, because without love, there is one mistake after another, one mistake after another, one conflict after another, and so on and so forth. There is confusion, there is just things which don't serve anybody any positivity, you know. If we cultivate that love in our heart, if we take it seriously, we would not see wars, we would not abuse each other in any way, shape, and form. Love is the only good value you can gain, only not the good value, only the best value. It is the best treasure, best value you can gain in your life. Because if you truly have it, from that it branches out every your action, which is led by love spirit. Enjoy your life, take care of yourself the best way you can, best way you know. Until next time, live long and prosper.